MATC Views.
Welcome back to MATC Views, and this is our third episode of this series of this year. I'm your host Victor Lowe, and I'm with two very special guests, and this time will be graduate students of MATC. You guys want to introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Terry Lee. I'm a graduate eProd student of digital media.
Hi, my name's Eli. I graduated in 2022. eProd.
Thank you for coming. Just like general introduction and all that. Like what drew you to pursue in this program of eProd?
I wanted to. What drew me into do eProd is that when I went to this school, all I was like when you had to sign up and everything, I was just telling everybody that I wanted to do trailers, and no one could figure out how what program I needed to be in. So they just said go to eProd. So I just had to do eProd, and I just had to end up here.
So I started going to MATC as soon as I graduated. I'm a little bit older, so that was like 2013. So I was in the audio program originally. And I was just sick of audio, so I started making. They taught like a program. I think it's GarageBand, but the software, that equivalent for video software is iMovie. So I started to edit videos during class. And then I dropped out, and I just started posting on YouTube. I needed to get better because I didn't really know what I was doing. So I saw they had eProd or digital media classes here. So I was like, let me try that out, see what I can learn from there.
That seems like, an inspiring moment. But, did you even know that eProd was also changed as DCC, Digital Content Creation?
No.
This
No.
year?
Oh, they changed it?
Yep, they changed it.
That's
I mean,
cool. What if we inspired it? What if we inspired it?
I mean, it is. That's what it is. So
Yep.
So I get it. That's a little bit better. eProd is very AOL type.
Yeah, I was very surprised, this year, last year, technically, school technically, but then, it was changed now to DCC. I was like, what's DCC? Digital Content Creation. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
They're
That's
changing the
way
name and the
better.
program. But okay. Okay. What has been the most rewarding about your program so far? What was the most rewarding part? Did you think you learned anything? Receive anything?
Meeting the people that I got now that's higher up, who knows more, because even though I wanted to do trailers, I wouldn't say necessarily the teachers taught me, but they gave me a lot of knowledge. I want to say I learned a lot from the students more, because each skill set of the skills they had, I actually learned bits and pieces from them, and that's how I knew how to do trailers, just from that knowledge from all around. So that kind of helped me, and just meeting all the other, everybody that did this program kind of helped me too, and just soften my skills and stuff.
I think I learned something from everybody. I think overall just being in this environment helps you get ready for what comes after, which is pretty much the same thing, constantly go, go, go type atmosphere. So it definitely, I learned a lot from the students, a lot from the instructors, because they've already been where I'm trying to go. Even though they're not doing YouTube or TikTok videos, it's they kind of have a good background.
How do you balance the coursework or project and your personal life, really? How did you balance that all together during that time?
So the way I balanced it is, so for example, I'll be honest, when one example I would say, one of my favorite projects was with Mark, was the opening cutscene, because I was literally watching Fast and Furious that same week, and it inspired me to make a cutscene, opening for our project, just based off Fast and Furious. So it kind of got me to go to the the lake Lake Beach, whatever in Milwaukee is, and I kind of just shot that, and I was just I was there and I was at Bayshore and I just put all those scenes together and I just put the music from like the Fast and Furious 7 because that was like one of the musics I really liked, and I just added all of that together and I was like, yeah, this was like my best project. So I was like so happy and like excited to show everybody like, yeah, this was the one I want to show everybody. Like, I was really inspired. So yeah, that was my favorite one. And how I was able to balance that was, I kind of, not gonna lie, if you're in this program, it is hard sometimes to balance like your personal life and school life. So what I did was I was just taking 3 classes a week, and that pretty much helped. And if you don't got nothing to do really weekends, or just take those 2 days you have off, just kind of balance it that way. But just sometimes you will have to do like maybe 2 class works like at the same time on the same day just cuz. But if it's not, I guess if one teacher gives you assignment and it's not a lot you have to do, only if it's something that you're going for like your future, then it's not really work. I don't see it as work, so that kind of helps. So yeah, I don't feel like that's kind of work to me. If it's gen eds, then that's tough. But all I would say is just do gen eds first, then do your, what you're in for, your major after.
No, I definitely agree. Do gen eds first because I think I started out doing 2 classes a semester, but then it got to the point where I think I started in 2018. And what year did you get here?
Oh, I came in like 2019. I literally came after high school. Like I straight started right after high school.
So it's like they tell you it's a 2-year program, but if you don't find balance, that whole 2-year thing is going to elude you. So
And
you should definitely do like I can't really speak for TV because I didn't take TV, but as far as the eProd, you're going to be learning the same skills. The difference is it's just you. So I would say definitely do all like your math, especially math. You can't have a math class and have an Avid class. It's just a little bit too much.
Right.
It's just a little too much.
I see that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like you definitely want to do your gen eds, and then when you're trying to graduate, you want to pile as much. Because like he said, if you're trying to build towards your future, it's not really work. You're just working on your skill set.
Speaking of skill set, are there any like specific schools or software that you find particularly useful during that time?
I would say Premiere. I love Premiere. What really got me in Premiere was so crazy was before, like, I know Eli mentioned iMovie. What's so crazy is that I know in a different time where he was, iMovie was, boo boo. But yeah, I would just say, I actually started with iMovie too, but I did on the tablet and then I moved it on the computer. But then I didn't want to. I'll be honest, I didn't kind of want to move from iMovie because I was getting too comfortable. But it was too like so. Mark really moved me to do Premiere, but it was another person that who I was trying to get in the industry for. I'm not gonna say the name, but somebody I was looking up to also told me to get Premiere. So I was like, okay. And then when Mark told me to get it, I was like, yep, I'm gonna have to get Premiere. So I was like, when COVID hit, because we were supposed to learn Premiere that same time, I was like, dang, now I'm gonna have to really get Premiere because I really wanted to learn Premiere. But it took me a whole year to really learn Premiere. A whole year. Yeah, it took me a whole year to.
Different.
Yeah, it took me a whole year to learn Premiere. But then
1 year.
Yeah, 1 year, and I learned Premiere just like that, and I was happy I switched from iMovie to Premiere.
Well, I was different. I didn't care. I didn't care because at the time iMovie was getting the bills paid. That was just what it was. So when I first came here, I got roasted by everybody who was in the upper class or whatever. They were like, "Oh, you still use iMovie?" I'm like, "Yeah." I didn't care. So I really didn't care. I didn't care until like I would say after the pandemic, because right before I had an editing class with Glenn. So then it was like after that they were like, "Oh, you can pay for iMovie and then take it online." never ever take an editing class online. You want to be here. You want to have
Yeah.
it hands on.
I see that. Yeah, yeah. Like when you edit, you have to learn it in person and ask
You
questions in
got
person.
to.
Yeah.
So I don't think until, because kept using iMovie. It took a minute for me to get off of iMovie because I really did not care. I was still seeing great results with clients and my YouTube channel. I didn't care. So, but I think around like before I met Terry, I kind of, the thing about being in the Premiere class
Mhm.
was by that time I had switched over to Final Cut, and Final Cut and Premiere are similar.
Mm.
But the thing about being here every day in a Avid class is gonna make you a better editor across the board. So I was able to learn. Well, I can't tell you anything about Avid now because I don't do that. But through the Avid class, I was able to learn all three.
Mm.
So took 2 years, but it's Avid.
Could you maybe walk us through like in your creative like process when you're starting a project? Like, how are you able to make it? How are you process when you make a project or something like that?
So like, what's the like basic?
Mm-hmm.
I guess so. When it comes to me making project, I ain't gonna lie. If I didn't, so for me, for example, like if it goes all right, it goes all the way back to when I started my YouTube channel when I was 16. And I didn't know, my friend actually got me into doing YouTube. I didn't know what I wanted to do as far as content creation. So I was into superheroes, and Eli taught me this too. When it comes to niche, that is really an important thing in order to do what you want to do when it comes to YouTube. Like niche, you can't do YouTube without niche. Like that's something you have to learn. So when I wanted to do like my YouTube channel, I was like, I want to do something related to superheroes. So the only game I could think about was Batman, Arkham Knight. So I said, you know what, I'll do Batman. So year passed, they announced like Spider-Man or whatever because of Captain America Civil War. So I get into like Spider-Man or whatever. The Spider-Man game gets announced, and I'm like, for some reason I got in this mood. I want to edit. I never knew what editing was or something, and I wanted to learn how to do it. I tried to look on YouTube. That didn't work. So I self-teach myself on the tablet, and I'm just editing. And then a couple years passed, with the Premiere thing, how I started a project now, I just do music first, and then I lay my clips. And if it wasn't for me just doing those edits, I wouldn't be as editor as I can. Like, I wouldn't be the editor I am now because it taught me a lot for different projects. Like, it taught me how to edit fast or edit. That's the thing too. I'm learning too how to edit slower, but it teach me how to since I like how to edit trailers, how to turn down music when it needs to be turned down, or how do Mark say like up keyframe music or just whatever with the voices and stuff. So it just taught me a lot.
Stop editing fast because you're not using iMovie no more. That's the problem.
He said that, but no, that's what Gary said it too. Music, you need to edit with music first to really get your momentum going.
Yeah, draw out the people, make it more inspiring. Yeah.
So for me, since I come from more of an audio background, for me, cadence is everything. If I have a client, I come from a music background, so if I have a client, it's easier for me. I want to, I have to take myself out of it. So what does this person look like? Not even look like, what do they sound like? If I were trying to sell them to you, how does this person sound? And if you can edit, like he said, I have to get the niche down. So one of my first clients, he was from Brazil. We live in Wisconsin. So I had to learn what does a Brazilian edit sound like? What are the important building blocks to his culture, the way he sees things? So research comes in. For me, research is first, because then I can break down the cadence of what you sound like. And then I move to music, and then it gives it a little bit more life, so it makes you familiar. If I can relate to you within 5 seconds, I can have a return client. It's that simple. So it's culture, cadence, and relate, and just being able to relate to you even though I don't know you. So I feel like all that starts with research. And then like Terry says, you lay your music. You try to make it, I try not to make things look as corporate as people ask.
Or yeah,
But
complex and yeah.
yeah, so I just try to, what's the thing that we learned here? Keep it. What is it? Keep it simple. Stupid. Is that what it is? Kiss. That's before your time. Mark know what I'm talking about. But yeah, no, I think research for me is the most important part of it. And then, because once you build and establish, like, how does this person sound? What would this person do in this aspect of this edit? Because that's the most important part, because they're hiring you to do a job, and you want to make sure you can best relate to them in that regard.
Let's see. Although, like, I pretty much get the general idea of, like, what your goals really were in this program, but, like, were you able to, like, achieve those goals that you already accomplished? Like, Terry, you said that you want to get into deep editing and all that. Did you, like, actually learn and use the skills of them?
Yes, in a way, yes. I would say, like, what happened? How long have I been editing since I was 17? So I would say from now till since I was 17, yes, I've gotten better. And I'm not yet where I want to be, but I am growing to where I want to be. So yeah, I'm close, but I'm still, I'm close. I just say I'm close. Close.
I mean, yeah, kind of. So, but I'm still growing. Like Terry says, I'm still growing. So it's like when I first got here, my whole goal was I want to make money on YouTube. That was it. Didn't really think you need to go to school to do that. I was very I wouldn't say like disrespectful, but I was very dismissive of certain things. Like when you come here, they tell you what you're going to do. Even though you kind of like, well, if I want to make YouTube edits, I don't really need to know how to use a camera. But it got to a point with Mark where he would sit with me and watch every edit that I made, and he would critique it. And the thing that I didn't have that I had before was someone who was experienced in, like, critiques. So it wasn't like, oh, I'm showing this to a member of my family, or I'm showing it to my friend, and they're, like, telling me what they think from their personal opinion. He had an experienced opinion. So he did that for about, I want to say, he did that for about, that was 2018. He did that from that time to the next semester I was here in 2019. So by that time, the summer of 2019, I got monetized. So, but I don't think that would have happened if I wasn't here. So so then the pandemic happened. Then I actually became in charge of a podcast, and I got those 2 channels monetized. I don't think any of that would have happened if I wasn't in this constant environment of, like, you know what I'm saying?
If
like,
you weren't part of this,
right.
You wouldn't get, like, so much connection. And
that's
all
what I'm
that.
saying. Like, I don't think there's, like, little key details, and I think that's what we miss out a lot because we're so wrapped up in what we want to do, but there are, like, key details that these instructors teach you.
Yeah, teach you.
So it's like you need that. Like, okay, you want to make TikTok videos, your stuff is blue.
Right.
Like,
Yeah,
your videos
right.
are blue. Like, your videos are blue. So it's like, and there's nothing wrong with shooting with your phone, but here are the simple details of
what you can use.
Yeah. So it's like, I didn't necessarily care for Avid. I still don't. It took a minute to get me off iMovie, but from that time till now, like, I was able to take myself out of it and add to my skill set. I got 3 channels monetized in my time here.
Wow.
And I started an LLC, and we got flown out to do a wedding. All those from eProd 101 to, like, TV 101, all those, even though I don't care for TV, but all of those experiences, because TV teaches you how to, like, would you say, like, facilitate? Like, this person needs to do this person needs to do that. Whereas eProd is like, you need to do this, you need to do that. So if you can look at, like, wait, what's the new name for it? I want to make sure. What's the new name for eProd?
Digital content creation.
Yeah, digital content creation.
Well, TV teaches you how to facilitate in digital content creation as a solo creator. That's the best way I can say it. Because when I first got here, I was unorganized. I didn't know what a script was. I was just like, I just download stuff, back up my hard drive. I was on my 3rd computer by the time I got here. But no, I definitely think this place teaches you the small details of how to succeed. If you pay attention, though, you gotta listen. And I think that's very hard now because everybody's like so wrapped up in what they want to do. But, you know, I mean, I think for me it was a little bit different because it was easier to get monetized back then. It's not as easy now, but I think you will grow from your experience here.
Mm. Exactly what trends do you see shaping the future of digital content creation? Like,
What do you mean though? Like the honest trends, or like now shoot this generation of trends? Like, what do you mean?
I would say, like, yeah, the second one. Then,
Generational
Yeah.
trends?
I don't know. Because it's like,
it's different.
you know what Napster is?
Napster.
Napster.
I think I heard of it.
So what Napster was, it was like in the 2000s, it was like a file sharing device, and it put the music business, music industry out of business because everybody would just go download their music from online. So the issue with trends today, it's like if Napster gets updated every quarter. So it's like, wait, I just learned how to do this. Now we're doing this, and now we're doing this. So it like never stops. Like, I remember when shorts first came out, I was like, Terry, you should do shorts. He's like, I don't know, man. I'm like, what do you mean? That's
well, I ain't gonna lie. When he told me to do shorts, I ain't gonna lie. In less than an hour, I got 27K views, and then I was playing God of War. I was playing God of War, and then I was getting like 10K views, and I'm like, now I gotta keep it going with God of War. I was getting 10K views, and I was in less than an hour. Then it was like just seconds kept going and kept going. I'm like, dang, and then I stopped. I messed up. I had stopped. I don't know why. I just stopped. I'm like, I was overthinking too. I don't know why I was overthinking, but I stopped. And yeah.
But that's the thing is like shorts. When I think around the time I met you, I started doing the art crawl. So when we started to implement more, because when you come here, it's like long form is like king. But I was like, let's do shorts for the art crawl so we can implement a little bit more engagement. And their numbers were like in the 2Ks.
Yeah.
But that was the trend of that moment. So, but now it's like, okay, shorts are cool, but it's like, now it's growing. So now it's like, oh, now you have to have captions.
Yeah.
Like trying to explain to like one of the people like why we needed automated captions like 2 years ago was like pulling teeth. Like, why are these in the video? I'm like, because that's what. And this was before Facebook was Meta, I think.
Oh, well, Sue, I remember one time, too. This was around She-Hulk was a little popular. I remember when I was just bored. I had uploaded a video. I didn't think nothing of it. It was an edit with Hawk. And I had uploaded the video, and it got like 300K in under a week. And then I waited the next week. It got like 400K. And I talked to Mariella about it. And she was so proud of me. And then it went to 1 million. I'm like, oh, shoot. And then it went up to 4 million. I'm like, dang. I
Was that on Facebook or YouTube?
That was Facebook.
Yeah.
That was Facebook. And then same with Instagram. I was getting like views, and I was like, yeah.
That's the thing because it's like you gotta take like those little trends. Like if She-Hulk is trending, and you just whatever platform you push like I don't know, like I said a crazy number, like 15 shorts a week or something.
Yeah, 15. Yeah, me and him was doing like a thing where we would like upload so many shorts a day, like 10
numbers of views.
Yeah.
He's got more of a lock on Facebook, but he can't touch me on YouTube.
Yeah, okay, I can't touch on YouTube. I can't touch me on YouTube.
If it's Facebook, he'll bury me all day. I will humble. I can't mess with him on Facebook, but if it's YouTube, I'm
you're just
no.
don't mess that up. Yeah, that's really quite like inspiring and very like wow, this like 4 million views just by playing this.
Yeah.
Exactly how important is networking, really, and how do you approach it?
Well, networking is really important. Like I network with Eli. Like if it wasn't for him, I don't know. We met in the computer lab.
Yeah.
We was I don't know what.
No, you were talking crap. So no, that's like how every time like something that we do, it grows. It starts out like I'm like, well, I don't do that. And he's like, well, you're an editor, right? I'm like, who you talking to? So like, because he would like talk crap because like I wouldn't edit on Premiere. I'm like, that's not my thing. He said, well, you can't do that on Final Cut. So then I figured out how to do it on Final Cut. And then he was talking about his little 4 million views, and then I got 5. But but it was like, no, that's how we started to hang out, and like it was just networking is huge because I don't know if my editing style as far as like short form would be what it was if I didn't watch Terry edit first. Like I was all right at short form, but then Terry learned how to edit on like a tablet. So like I don't understand how to like be that precise. So he's editing iMovie edits on a tablet
Just with my fingers.
with his finger. Like so it's like nah. So if I never would have made that connection, I don't think I would have been where I am with the short form. But nah, networking is everything. Because if you don't, every job that I've gotten, it was basically like, oh, a networking type thing online or on Instagram. It was like, well, I could do this if you're able to do this for me. So that's like, you have to learn how to network. So to learn how to network, you got to learn how to talk. You got to learn how to talk to people. It's the most important part of staying in jobs. Because it's like, it's one thing like to hate the job that you have. It's another thing not to have a job.
Right. I mean, like, you know, I get it. Like, networking is not only just a soft skill, but it's also like
essential.
a hard. Yeah.
I'm still learning from him too. I'm still learning from him. Like when he said networking, like the way he said you still have to learn how to talk. He's not wrong. You know, like he's not wrong.
What's the best piece of advice that you received during your time here in MATC? Just like not just like technical, but just in general.
Just make good content.
Dang, I can go back. I have some, but I can go back and think like some keep saying keep pushing. I have advice to keep pushing. It's never too late. Shoot, I can go just a lot. I can go back to it a lot. Just keep pushing though. That's how much I get. Just keep pushing. It's never too late, really.
I mean, if you could go back, is there anything you would have done differently?
Definitely want to listen to Mark more. Definitely, because it's like even to this day, like I remember when ChatGTP first came out, right? I was like losing my mind, and I was texting Terry, and you know Terry's like, I don't do that. So I was losing my mind because I'm like, a year before that, I was I was teaching a class for a credit, and we were discussing how to write a description because at that time YouTube had implemented. Yeah, I said that the wrong way. They made it so that your description would inform the algorithm. So you need to learn how to write so the algorithm knows where to put your content. So me and Mark were trying to break, like, how do we present that in class? And then it was like, well, this is what you do. You look up your keywords, and I was breaking it how to do it, like, from a technical standpoint. Well, and then Mark was like, well, you know what's next? I'm like, what? Automated captions or automated descriptions. And I was like, really? You think so? He's like, yeah. So then ChatGTP comes out. And I knew ChatGTP was serious because then the English teacher retired. Like the English teacher who teaches you how to write ads. If you know anything about ads, all ads are for a digital dude is a description. So it's like me and Mark messed around with the description for maybe 2 hours, and I showed him how it worked. And then he would type something in, and I would type something in. So then I had this list of keywords that I had already written because I'm like, this thing don't know what it's doing. It's me. I can do this. But I entered all those keywords in, and then when Mark was there, then it wrote a description, and I was like, all right, I'll try this out. Went home, took a nap. I edited the video. I used ChatGTP and the advice that Mark gave me, which is critical because you're never done learning. So it's like, even though it's new technology, marketing doesn't change. So I entered all that in. I went to bed, and I woke up the next day, did my routine. I was watching Joe Rogan. I'm like, are they watching my freaking video? I was like, Mark, these people are watching my video. We just wrote that description yesterday. He just, like, gave me, like, all his thoughts on what he thought about it. And I used it, and I just made it edit. I was just taking advantage of a trend. I thought ChatGPT was like Terminator or something. I didn't trust it.
Terminator.
Like I was like, this is Arnold in the computer. I'm not gonna mess with this. But nah, I think coming here, even to this day, like I come in, I'm like, Gary, you're right. I need to charge more. Like it's just like I'm constantly getting schooled. So yeah, no, you definitely have to come here, come back, or like don't feel free to pull out your old notes, because it's like those small infinite details that can help you be successful.
What do you enjoy in your free time outside of your school hours or school time? Really?
Outside of not being in school?
Yeah.
Shoot, I can edit more, I can stream more, I can do all that. I got more time, I can focus on YouTube, so I can make it, hopefully.
Said that you're gonna be fine. Yeah. But nah, Terry. By the way, when Terry's not doing anything in the summer, you can find Terry in the corner of the Avid Lab tutoring people. Oh, he's talking about if he's gonna make it, he's a freaking tutor at a college. So I think he's gonna be okay. But nah, I like chilling, hanging out, goofing off with my friends. I like shooting, stuff like that.
What advice would you give to someone considering if they're trying to enter this program of not just, well, I was going to say eProd, but then now it's known as digital content media. So digital content creation, what would you give advice to if they consider to come here?
Like what advice I would give them? I would say first, know what you want to do. Don't let nobody say just go to school and you don't have a plan. That's really, like, you can't just say, somebody said, you should just go to school, okay? What you gonna go for? You can't just go to school and not know what you go for and just take genetics, I feel like. To me, personally, like, I keep contemplating about going back and getting a bachelor's degree, but I don't know, So those would be my, things. Just know what you want to go for. And, yeah.
If you're going to come here for specific content, learning how to make content, don't disregard anything. Try to absorb as much as you possibly can, because this, as you know, you're a student here currently. It's chaotic here. However, when you leave these doors, it's going to be the same way, but it's you. It's just you. It's just you. So I would say absorb everything that you possibly can. Like, are there some things you're not going to want to do and you think is goofy? Of course. But I would say absorb everything. Nothing is useless. But make sure you either want to do TV or eProd. Either one scratches the back. So if you're doing TV and you get hired by Channel 12 and you took I'd say content class, because it's not eProd anymore. If you took a content class about how to make shorts, that's useful. Absorb everything that you can while you're here, because, it's not an A or a B when you get out there. It's like, oh, you either going to keep this job or you're not. So absorb everything. Nothing is useless. Avid, but nothing. See, that's because I'm an e-prodder. I don't believe in Avid.
His answer was way better than mine. I want to get some more, like, a little bit of detail in that. But yeah, absorb what you want and pay attention. Track the teacher when he move. That's all I gotta say.
If you can collab with any creator or any producer, who would it be and why?
Insomnia Games. Oh wait, you said why though? But who would I like for real though? It'll be Insomnia Games, Mr. Beast, Bruno Mars, and why I say all these people, and it could be Affinity more. The reason I say Insomnia Games because that was really my dream, because I really want to work for them. Like, that's, like, all honesty, like, this is, I don't know how to explain it, but I really want to work for Insomnia Games only because, like, if I work for Insomnia Games and I was able to work for them, that would be, like, I would be really happy because I reached the goal I wanted to do ever since I was, 16 years old. Yeah, 16 years old. Since they announced that game, and that would have been my life goal right there. Because ever since then, all the life goals I completed, from like editing, going to school, just everything, that would have been my life goal right there. So yeah, Insomniac Games, I would have been right there happy. And the reason I said Mr. Beast, because Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
and then the reason I said Bruno Mars, because I don't know, he seemed like he a chill guy, whatever. So
What I want to collaborate with, like, what do you mean, like work under or just be around? Like, that's
Maybe both, really, because like you can, because like as a general creator, content creator, would you just want to collaborate and work with them?
I would definitely want to see like the process of like the strategy of what Mr. Beast does before he just presses record, because that's like ridiculous. Because he went from like reaction videos to like, this is the Mr. Beast show. Like,
Right.
It's like a game
reaction to moneymaker.
right. That's what I'm
Right, yeah.
saying. So it's like to hit a home run like that every single time is like kind of ridiculous. But for me specifically in my niche, I would say, I would definitely say Mr. Beast. Bobby Razak, he's been doing MMA content since he's a English guy, but he's out of California. He's been doing MMA content since like the 90s. So before like what we know, what would be considered to them, what we know, what to them is shooting a package, but to us it's content. So he's been doing that forever. Like he's shot with everybody in that industry. Will Harris, who makes tremendous MMA documentaries. If I could just watch the creative process of like Ryan Coogler or Christopher Nolan, that'd be sick. Just see like, cause Christopher Nolan still use analog. I'm like, my boy, how you do that? like it's analog, and it's like you use an analog in 24. You use an analog and an IMAX camera. How does that go? Like just to sit back and watch like that would be pretty cool.
What's a fun fact about you that not even many people even know? Like Terry, I already know that not only you're a YouTuber or like a live streamer, but you're like a gamer and an editor as well. Like, what's even more a fun fact about you all?
What's a more fun fact? Shoot, I don't know if everybody knows. I'm just gonna say it. Everybody don't know this, but Tony Todd Candyman follows me on Twitter.
That's one fun fact.
Dang. Okay. One time when I was younger, I wanted to be. I don't know if you know who Matt Stoney or Furious Pete is. He was a YouTuber.
I think he sounds familiar, maybe.
They used to do like these eating competitions, right? One time I wanted to.
Okay, wait. Maybe I could be wrong, but keep going.
Okay, so like I don't know why, but I used to like wanted to be like kind of like them, but just for fun. But I used to try to like do like 1 minute challenge to see if I could eat this real fast. And I used to be like in high school and just do like whatever. But that's it. But I don't really got like no fun fact. I'm trying to think of like other things. I try to do from Tom and Jerry, the thing where they slide down the railing and stuff.
Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, I tried to do that and I flipped over.
Oh.
I messed up. I tried to slide and I flipped over. Then that's it.
Terry's funny.
Yeah, but other than that, I don't got no like really fun. And I'm a triplet, and that's it.
I'm probably like, I'm extremely dyslexic, and I am probably extremely, I don't want to say petty, but I'm competitive. Like if Terry will start talking crap, he'd be like, "Hey, when did you become an expert at this?" I'm like, "Last night." So it's like before I met Terry, like I didn't make short form content. I didn't make graphics. He can't do nothing with me in Canva now. So it's like, it's just, I think I'm a little bit competitive maybe. Yeah, and I love to learn new things.
Well, okay. Thank you all for that's the time of the episode. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And subscribe and comment of what you think about this video. Anyways, thank you for coming, Terry and Eli.
Yes, sir.
We'll see you next time. Toodles.
MATC Views.